You know, if we're going to learn to hear the voice of God, part of the process of hearing is that the Bible commands us to prove all things and hold fast what is good. Well, when I first came to Christ, in my younger days, I thought that that was a pass-fail system. You know what I mean? I thought, well, if you're really hearing from God, it's really God talking, and there's no question about it, no doubt about it, and you just do what he says. And then if it's not God, then it's just the carnal mind cooking something up or some deceiving spirit. And so I kind of worked it out like that in my mind. It was a pass-fail thing. If it's God, everything will be okay. Well, as time went on, the Lord began to teach me what that verse means. And what it means is it's not just a pass-fail system, but sometimes even a gentle nudge from the Holy Spirit can lead to great blessing if we know what to do with that nudge. Let me give you an example. I was in the Netherlands many years ago. I was supposed to preach at a Sunday morning service. And it was Saturday night, and as I lay in bed and was fast asleep, I had 4 or 5 dreams that night. And every one of them was about Hong Kong. So I got up in the morning and I thought, I've never had that happen before in my life. 4 or 5 dreams in one night, all of them about the same subject. I thought, I wonder if God's sending me to Hong Kong. Or maybe he is telling me that there's someone in this meeting that he is sending to Hong Kong. Well, the more I thought about it, the more convinced I was I didn't know what this was all about. And so I said to the Lord, well, is this you telling me I'm supposed to go, or is it something else? And the truth is, by the time I got to the meeting, I wasn't sure whether I had a word of knowledge about someone in the meeting or whether God was talking to me. So the easiest way to prove all things and hold fast what is good, I was fairly confident God was talking to me through this dream, or this set of dreams. So I stood in front of the congregation when it came to be ministry time. I said, if there's anyone here that is planning a trip to Hong Kong, or some of your effort is in Hong Kong, some of your ministry is in Hong Kong, and I said, is that anyone here? And they all looked at me blankly. And then I just shrugged it off. I said, that's okay. I said I had 4 or 5, then I remembered the number. But I said I had a few dreams last night about Hong Kong, and if that affects anyone here, then I'll minister to you. But if not, that's fine. There's probably a day coming when God's going to send me. And then I went on with the kind of ministry I was familiar with, and we went ahead and had a good meeting that day. But you see the point that I'm making. I had to not so much prove whether God was in it. I had to kind of look at what I'd gotten from God like a piece in a puzzle, and where does it fit into the larger picture of what God is doing. That's what it means to prove all things. Hold fast that which is good. I'll wind down by mentioning this. There was another night when I had a few more dreams about Hong Kong. This is why I can't remember if it was 4 or 5 the first night. Whichever it was a total of 9 dreams in 2 nights. And a few months later I went to Hong Kong. It turned out to be a prophetic feast. And we ministered prophetically. I was with one other man. We ministered prophetically to many, many leaders, business leaders and church leaders. And God opened doors for us. And we ministered to a lot of people, did a lot of prophetic ministry on that trip. So yes, there was no question. God was speaking to me about Hong Kong in that string of dreams. The only question was, how do I fit this little word of knowledge into the larger picture of what God is doing? That's what it means to prove all things and hold fast that which is good. When you see where the piece fits, you say, aha, this is where that goes. Now I know what to do with it. That's the process that we learn as we learn to hear the voice of God.